There are moments in history when the world changes without warning. No sirens, no declarations of war. Just quiet conversations behind closed doors, intelligence reports marked confidential, and military planners studying maps long after midnight. Today, that moment may be unfolding once again along NATO's eastern frontier. In recent days, intelligence officials in Latvia issued a stark assessment that quickly drew the attention of NATO allies. Their warning was not about a massive armored invasion or thousands of troops crossing borders. Instead, they pointed to something far more difficult to predict and potentially just as dangerous: the possibility that Russia could be preparing limited military provocations against the Baltic states or Poland. Shortly afterward, officials from another NATO member echoed those concerns, saying they believed President Vladimir Putin could be planning actions aimed at testing the alliance's resolve. The fear is not that Europe is on the brink of another conventional war. Russia's military remains heavily committed to the conflict in Ukraine, making a second large-scale invasion far less likely in the immediate future. What concerns intelligence agencies is the growing possibility of hybrid warfare: carefully calibrated operations involving drones, sabotage, cyber attacks, covert missions, and disinformation campaigns. Actions designed to create uncertainty, spread fear, and exploit political hesitation, while remaining below the threshold that would automatically trigger a collective military response. To understand why these concerns are emerging now, it is necessary to look east toward Russia itself. Over the past months, Ukraine has significantly expanded its ability to strike targets deep inside Russian territory. Long-range drones have reached military installations and energy infrastructure hundreds, even thousands of kilometers from the front lines. In one of the largest coordinated drone attacks since the war began, hundreds of unmanned aircraft reportedly targeted locations across Russia, placing extraordinary pressure on the country's air defense systems. Refineries burned, military facilities were forced into emergency responses, and the sense of security once felt far from the battlefield began to disappear. History repeatedly demonstrates that governments facing increasing military and political pressure often search for ways to regain the initiative. Sometimes that means escalating existing conflicts. Other times, it means opening entirely new fronts, not necessarily through direct invasion, but by creating uncertainty elsewhere. According to Latvian intelligence, one of the greatest risks today is not simply aggressive intent, but the possibility of miscalculation. Officials have warned.
Beyond military hardware and troop deployments lies an even more important question, one that cannot be answered by satellites, intelligence reports, or battlefield simulations. If a crisis were to unfold on NATO's eastern frontier, would the alliance respond with complete unity? That uncertainty may be the most valuable weapon available to the Kremlin. For years, Russia has demonstrated that modern conflict extends far beyond conventional warfare. Military force is only one instrument in a much broader strategy that combines diplomacy, cyber operations, legal arguments, propaganda, economic pressure, and information warfare. Rather than overwhelming an opponent with sheer firepower, the objective is often to create confusion, delay decision-making, and exploit divisions before a unified response can take shape. According to assessments from Latvian intelligence, Moscow is also building legal and political narratives that could be used to justify future actions. Officials have warned that Russia may seek international legal avenues to accuse the Baltic states of discriminating against Russian-speaking minorities, creating a narrative that could later be presented as justification for intervention. Similar arguments have appeared before previous Russian military operations, making security analysts particularly attentive whenever such rhetoric begins to intensify. In May 2026, President Vladimir Putin signed legislation expanding Russia's legal authority to deploy military force in defense of Russian citizens abroad. While the law itself does not indicate that military action is imminent, its timing has attracted significant attention among analysts because comparable legal justifications were presented before Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. To many observers, the concern lies not in the existence of the legislation alone, but in how legal arguments can be combined with political messaging and military pressure to build support for future decisions. Experts who have studied Russian strategy for decades argue that Moscow rarely accepts strategic setbacks passively. Instead, when pressure increases in one theater, the Kremlin often looks for opportunities elsewhere to regain leverage. Military planners describe this concept as horizontal escalation, expanding tension into new regions, rather than intensifying fighting on an existing battlefield. In practical terms, that could involve shifting pressure toward NATO's northeastern flank, in an effort to stretch Allied resources and force political leaders to confront multiple crises at once. The greatest challenge for NATO is that hybrid warfare rarely presents a clear starting point. A satellite navigation system experiences unexplained interference. Undersea communication cables are damaged overnight. A drone crosses into foreign airspace before disappearing. Government networks suffer sophisticated cyber attacks. False information spreads rapidly across social media, fueling political polarization and public uncertainty. Each event, viewed individually, may appear manageable. Together, they can create strategic effects comparable to those of conventional military operations, while remaining difficult to attribute with absolute certainty. Among the locations receiving the closest attention is the Estonian border city of Narva. Divided from Russia only by a narrow river, Narva has frequently appeared in military studies examining potential flashpoints along NATO's eastern frontier. Some analysts have explored hypothetical scenarios involving unidentified armed personnel, drone support, electronic warfare, and rapid local operations designed to establish facts on the ground before political leaders can coordinate an effective response. These studies are not forecasts of future events, but they illustrate how quickly modern crises can evolve. Time has therefore become one of NATO's most valuable strategic resources. Military experts often estimate that the first 48 to 72 hours following any major hybrid incident could prove decisive. During that brief window, governments must verify intelligence, identify those responsible, consult allies, coordinate diplomatic responses, and determine whether collective defense commitments should be activated. Every hour matters, while uncertainty benefits the side creating the crisis. These questions are expected to remain central as NATO leaders continue discussions on strengthening the alliance's eastern defenses and clarifying how hybrid attacks should be treated under collective security agreements. Determining exactly where political pressure ends and armed aggression begins may become one of the defining security challenges of the coming decade.